the most, I think, just really emotional and crazy, like VH1 behind the music that I've ever seen.
It was honest. It was honest. I mean, a lot of people are afraid of honesty. You know what I'm saying? They're afraid to show who they are, you know, because they think it, you know, makes them look weak or whatever, or, you know, well, we all have flaws, man. You know what I'm saying? And anybody who tries to act like they don't, it's full of, well, you know what they're full of.
Yeah. That's why I always say you were so necessary, because you do come with a lot of honesty and a lot of truth.
Yes, you didn't know your daughter well enough, because she just started all the girls. Impulse control issues? I don't know. I'm saying, Sean Carter, you're a piece of shit. Taking Pimp C wasn't bad enough. You just want to go down there and you want to just remove all of the balls from every real gangster in Houston. Why did that house burn up?
So with that being said, let's go back. You had mentioned Pimp C earlier. With that being said, did Pimp C really have a sex tape of somebody in the industry that would break the internet? You look like you done seen it, Marvin. You done seen it. Marvin seen it.
Tell him who it is.
Hey, man, tell him who it is. I wish we still trying to find out who was in this Pimp C tape.
Everybody who's ever tried to air out Jay-Z ends up either silenced, discredited, or straight up called crazy. DMX, labeled unstable. Pimp C, gone too soon under some real shady circumstances. And these weren't just any rappers. They were legends with nothing to lose and everything to say.
A lot of the love I had for wanting to be a part of the industry is not there anymore. I don't even associate myself with the industry. You know what I'm saying? I'm not an industry artist. I'm an artist in the industry. You know?
And you've always stood alone and you know, bloodline.
You're not gonna see me at every party, every industry party, all the clubs. I go somewhere quiet, man, shoot pool with me and my mans and them. You know what I'm saying?
DMX was allegedly calling Jay out for working with certain powerful people behind the scenes, folks that don't like being exposed. And then there's Pimp C, whose name still rings bells in the South. He went at Jay hard too. And what happened next? Dude ends up dead in a hotel room under murky conditions. Suspicious don't even begin to cover it.
My first Grammy win, I wasn't in. I wasn't even in the building because I boycotted the fam. So there was a competitive thing, but it was big love. He was so competitive with me. I never met a human being more competitive with me, like ever, not even my big brother. Like, no one.
But here's the wildest part, the Beyonce connection. Word in the industry is that Pimp C had a little fling with her back in the day. Some say Jay found out, and that's when the tension turned lethal. Nobody knows for sure, but the whisper's been loud. So what did DMX and Pimp C uncover that had them on edge? What made them speak out while most others stayed quiet? Let's start with the X and Jay-Z beef. Even though Jay-Z showed public love after DMX passed, fans know there was always tension. The real heads remember, DMX never fully trusted Jay. In fact, folks believe Jay sabotaged DMX's 6th album because he was scared X might outsell him again. Jay's never confessed to that, of course. And after X died, he went on LeBron's show acting like it was all brotherhood. But what he didn't say? DMX believed Jay was playing foul back in 2004, right when Jay-Z took over as president at Def Jam. That's when things started falling apart.
And truthful, because we want to know. We haven't heard from X in a long time.
Y'all know the story already, you know what I'm saying? He used to be my dog, he was in my left titty, you know, scream, ride or die, I thought you would die with me, you know. What happened was, you know, like I said, I had the crazy track record, Def Jam, everything was good. You know, I go to do the 6th album, and, you know,
Jay-Z became president.
Yeah. You know, when he first got the job, he hit me with the call like, yo, dog, inmates is running the building, like, yo, you good? Finish the album, shoot the video. What happened? Niggas go on vacation and, you know, we don't know. What you mean you don't know? How do you listen to a whole album, pick a single, shoot a video, then don't know? Okay, I see what's really good. You're trying to eliminate the competition, you know?
DMX ran Def Jam from the late 90s into the early 2000s. 5 straight #1 albums, no skips, no breaks, just pure heat from 98 to 2003. But the moment Jay-Z slid into that front seat, everything shifted. DMX straight up said Jay tried to derail his 6th album, Year of the Dog. Again, sabotage? That's what X believed. And he wasn't quiet about it either. Why would Jay do that? According to DMX, it all came down to one thing: insecurity. Jay had retired, but then flipped the script and came back. And when he did, He didn't want no real competition breathing down his neck.
You know, screenwriter die, I thought you would die with me. You know, what happened was, you know, like I said, I had the crazy track record, Def Jam, everything was good. You know, I go to do the 6th album, and, you know,
Jay-Z
somebody
became
else takes
president.
over. Yeah. You know, when he first got the job, he hit me with the call like, yo, dog, DMX is running the building, like, yo, you good? Finish the album, shoot the video. What happened? Niggas go on vacation and, you know, we don't know. Me, you don't know. How do you listen to a whole album, pick a single, shoot a video, then don't know? Okay, I see what's really good. You're trying to eliminate the competition. You know, because at first you retire, you know, then get me off the label, now you're back rapping again.
And let's be real, X was still a major threat. So Jay allegedly made sure DMX's rollout got messy, delayed, and underfunded. That was the last straw for X. He dipped from Def Jam and never looked back. But the beef ran deeper than just label politics. DMX always felt like Jay was tied in with the wrong kind of people. Those behind-the-scenes industry giants who move dirty and protect their own.
They got this new breed of rapper that's paying DJs to play their shit.
Right.
And, you know what I'm saying? They sucking the record label executives. It's like there's too much of that going on.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Let me be me. Let me be the artist that I am and just play my mother music. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Now they want you all up under this, you know, sitting at going to dinner with them and shit like that, and you know, all that favor for a favor shit. I don't get down like that. Look, I'll give you the music, you give my money. That's it.
X wasn't built for that kind of fakery. He had zero tolerance for shady suits pulling strings. And here's the difference. Jay played the long corporate game, but DMX, he stayed raw, unfiltered, and dangerously real. He never kissed up to label execs, never played puppet, and always spoke on the dark truths most artists are scared to mention.
You know, I'm inspired by life. The game is bullshit, man. The game is shit. If you want to rap or sing or whatever, don't become a part of the game. You know what? Listen to a song I called The Industry. And that pretty much explains, you know what I'm saying, what it's about. The industry. Man, it's not the same. The industry, it's not a fucking game. The industry, real is dying to get in. The industry, just to find they don't fit in. The industry ain't what it used to be. The industry's trying to control the way you MC. They want you to dress like this and talk like that. But I'm going to dress like this and talk with the gap. The industry. Got your word meaning nothing.
In 2005, he dropped The Industry. And that track was a direct punch to the system. In it, X rapped, "If you ain't got a strong mind, the industry will break you down. It's a matter of time." He called them industry vultures with nothing to feast on. And then dropped the bomb. The industry don't give an F about you, but the industry couldn't make a dime without you. Jay-Z's come up wasn't just about music. It was about power moves. And over the years, he's been hit with some serious accusations of turning his back on the very people who helped build him up. One of the loudest voices? Dame Dash, his own Rockefeller co-founder. Dame swears Jay played dirty, ditching him to cozy up with powerful execs who don't move with integrity. And Dame named names. At the top of that list, Liar Cohen, former Def Jam president and one of Jay-Z's closest allies in the game. Jay even called Liar his mentor in his memoir Decoded. But Dame wasn't buying the humble act. He accused Liar of being a full-blown culture vulture, using divide and conquer tactics to keep black moguls fighting while the industry raked in the profits.
You know, I don't like giving up people. I don't want to give up on people.
One of the biggest artists you ever had had a real bad drug problem, DMX.
I'm so sad. DMX.
They seem like they're making it cool to be drinking lean and syrup and.
It's the most dangerous. It's the most dangerous thing that's facing our society.
Are you
so why sign an artist that would promote that?
Because I already answered that question. You weren't paying attention. She asked me talent or issues, and I said talent. But I have to. I can't give up on people.
I don't think that's hypocritical though. You're saying
it's opportunistic.
Yeah.
I got people to feed. I got a business to run.
You're gonna make Dame Dash take this clip and call you a culture vulture.
Lior been tied to drama for years, but in 2018, he really showed his hand. He pulled up to the Breakfast Club, talking about the drug crisis in hip-hop, and even claimed he felt bad for DMX's struggles. But when Charlemagne hit him with a real question, why you keep signing artists who promote that lifestyle, Liar didn't flinch. He just said, "That's how the business works." Cold-blooded. And when asked about Dame calling him a culture vulture, Leor didn't even say his name, didn't acknowledge him, like he didn't exist. That disrespect didn't slide. Dame clapped back hard on Instagram. Thanks for this, Liar Cohen, for proving my point in true culture vulture form. They profit off the culture, then try to wipe the real ones from the history books like they never mattered.
Dash, take this clip and call you a culture vulture.
Who's Dame Dash? You brought him up. I don't even know him. I don't even know him. So you bring his name up. I don't even know him. So
y'all made a lot of money together.
Made a lot of
Come
money.
on, Leo. Don't do that to him.
I don't know him. I really don't. So, I don't know what to tell you. I won't be complicit, but I will,
to be recognized. And so the race against time was that we all know X is a gremlin and reckless and looking for a wall to crash into. X, if you listen to X, if you see X, his death is no surprise. If you listen to and you watched who and what X was.
And yeah, that brings us right back to DMX. Because according to heavy whispers in the game, it was Leor Cohen who supposedly pushed Jay-Z to sabotage X's 6th album. But it don't stop there. It gets disrespectful on a whole other level. When DMX passed away, the industry pulled up fake love left and right. But Leor, he didn't even bother to show up in person to X's funeral. The farewell went down in Brooklyn, April 25th, 2021. A day for respect, legacy, and honor. But Leor sent in a recorded video instead, and what he said had folks fuming. He started off calling DMX a good dude, then randomly called him a gremlin and said his passing wasn't a surprise. At a funeral? Who says that about a legend like X? Everybody knew he fought demons. But that moment was supposed to be about honoring the man, not dragging up his struggles in front of the world. That wasn't tribute. It was straight up shade. And if Jay-Z calls that man his mentor, no wonder DMX never trusted him. The energy around Jay and the people he surrounds himself with has always felt off. Now flip the page to Pimp C. That man was just as outspoken, maybe even more. And the streets still whisper that his beef with Jay-Z and rumors of an affair with Beyonce put him on a dangerous path.
I was like, what? And you saying that Jay heard him say that, yo?
Yeah, Jay heard him. He heard him. Because I had to jump up and apologize for this nigga to clean that shit up quick. Because I was like, I didn't realize he was in the room. So when I seen Hov there, I was like, oh. And so I told him he had to come down and go see them and go talk to mom and go to lunch with, go to dinner with them and sit down and do it the right way, because that's just how Pimp did. If you didn't sit down and eat dinner with him and his mama, he ain't gonna break bread with you. That was just the game. Like, that's how he was raised. He had studied music. It was different, man. He knew music from the Conservatory Music of Art. He had studied from an orchestra standpoint. His mom had invested in his career. So to be who he was, so by the time people seen him, it was the counterculture of discovering hip hop and rap down there. And they were like a country version of Run DMC, him and Bun.
Great artists.
Or the
artists.
new Ghetto Boys. It was like Jay Prince had them as the new Ghetto Boys. That's what they were. And luckily, they moved to Atlanta. We was able to get him with Short, and Short just put the game down, and the rest was history.
Right.
So that caused a ruckus, because when they missed the first 2 Jay-Z albums because of it. And the next time around, I knew not to call Pimp because him and Jazzy was beefing, and the Master P was beefing. I was like,
Chad Lamont Butler, aka Pimp C, was a Louisiana rap giant. One half of UGK alongside Bun B. They were Southern royalty. And in 2000, they linked with Jay-Z on the Timbaland-produced Big Pimpin', which became a certified anthem. Platinum plaques, Billboard shine, all that. Behind the scenes of Big Pimpin' was a whole storm of real beef and broken respect. Word is, Jay-Z and Pimp C were constantly clashing. And it wasn't just business, it was personal. Pimp C didn't even want to hop on the track at first. Why? Because he felt some type of way about Jay's past issues with Tupac. That rubbed him the wrong way from jump. Greg Taylor, who used to manage UGK, said he actually reached out to Dame Dash to lock in the feature. Dame was down and agreed to cut a $1 million check for UGK just to make it happen. Serious bag. But when Taylor told Pimp C about it, Pimp said they should give that whole $1 million to Tupac's mom, Afeni Shakur, pure loyalty.
Texas, he would go on that run. That's when I first heard about that Texarkana. And they were all following back, and they all cashing him out with a verse and a track from him and a verse from Bun. And him and Mama was running that like a tight ship. And him and his boy Leroy was like just cold player with it. So I knew these guys were different. And I knew Texas was a different place because I was already doing business with Tony Draper and them down there. With A-Ball and JG, Short was doing songs with them, and Drake was like one of his independent. We practiced that say so to yourself philosophy. But to see the Underground Kings come, they were like the Ghetto Boys 2.0. So it was really a blessing. And so when he moved up here, found him a place, they moved up into it, out by the airport, and he put that studio up there. And I seen it Sunday morning after he'd come back from shows on the weekend, and all the cars out there rolling, everybody paying. Like, I seen full production. So he was making Jamal an independent album because he was coming out with a whole independent project. And then him and Short, we was making records. And him and Jazzy Faye was going nonstop. It was real. To lead them two in the room together was like nuclear fission and nitrous oxide mix.
He's a great person.
But here's the wild part. Jay-Z was already on the line, listening in on the call. He heard the disrespect straight from Pimp's mouth. And even though Pimp C eventually gave in and jumped on Big Pimpin', the energy was never the same. Bun B himself said it took a crazy amount of reverse psychology just to convince Pimp to go through with the collab. And even after the song blew up, platinum plaques, mainstream radio, Billboard love, Pimp C never really rocked with it like that. To him, it was just business, not legacy. But the tension didn't stop there. A whole different rumor been floating for years, and it's wild enough to turn heads in any barbershop. According to some insiders, including Pimp and Ken, there was something going on between Beyonce and Pimp C back in the day. Not just flirtin', they saying it got real personal. Allegedly, Pimp C even recorded a private tape with her. Forget the X-rated tape rumors for a second, because there's an even darker theory floating around about Pimp C's death. And it ain't just coming from trolls online. It's coming straight from Jaguar Wright, who's been naming names and shaking up the industry for years. According to her, Jay-Z might have had something to do with Pimp C's untimely passing.
He lined up D-Haven, stole his life and identity. He lined up Big L, stole his life and identity. He lined up Dame Dash, stole his life, identity, and took his love. I'm saying, Sean Carter, you're a piece of shit. Taking Pimp C wasn't bad enough. You just want to go down there and you want to just remove all of the balls from every real gangster in Houston. Why the fuck did that house burn up? Who the fuck goes to their childhood house for a visit and the shit goes up in flames?
That was very weird. The next day, within a week?
The next day.
The next day.
And still, no real investigation on how the house just went up in flames.
Man.
I guess they paid y'all off. Like they paid y'all off for that Astro World.
Let's break down what actually went down. In early December 2007, Pimp C was in West Hollywood, posted up at the Mondrian Hotel. He'd been in the studio, cooking up new music, and even doing shows with Too Short. Everything seemed good. He was supposed to fly back home on the morning of December 4th. His wife Chinara and his cousin Ed were already at the airport waiting to scoop him. But that morning, silence. No calls, no word. So Chinara called the hotel and asked staff to check on him. That's when they found him, unresponsive in the room. Just like that, Pimp C was gone, 33 years old. A legend cut short. The official story from the coroner said it was an accidental death. A mix of lean and Pimp's sleep apnea supposedly caused his body to shut down in his sleep. But a lot of folks didn't buy it. Not one bit. DJ Paul from 3 6 Mafia said he got a call from Pimp C's manager, Rick Martin, who had seen the body in that room, and told him it looked like the room had been shot up. When they found Pimp C, his body was laid out like he was praying. But here's the part that shook everyone. There was blood everywhere. His manager, Rick Martin, said it looked like he'd been shot in the head. They didn't know what really happened. But the scene didn't match the story the coroner gave. Not even close. Pimp was found knelt down, surrounded by burned down candles. Those same tall ones he always lit before going to sleep. And since they were melted all the way down, it looks like he'd been gone for at least a day. The energy was eerie. Too quiet, too clean, too off. Now enter Jaguar Wright, dragging the shadows into the light again. She's out here boldly claiming that Jay-Z wasn't just beefing with Pimp C. She believes he orchestrated what happened to him. Not just him either. Jaguar's been naming other industry deaths she says are connected to a web of silence, power, and hidden agendas. Whether you believe her or not, the timing, the tension, and the lack of real answers got people questioning everything. So now it's your turn to weigh in. Was Pimp C's death just an unfortunate accident? Or did he and DMX know too much and try to speak out against the wrong people? Did Jay-Z play a role in silencing those who refused to bow down? Or is all this just industry paranoia gone wild? Drop your thoughts in the comments, hit that like button, share with your people, and don't forget to subscribe. Because what's coming next might just blow the lid all the way off. See you in the next one.